Hey, Theme Park Thursday friends. Thanks for joining me again for episode 48 of our album series where I'm putting together a whole album of a Disney World trip that I took with my two adult daughters in March of 2022. Today we're still in Animal Kingdom. This is the second to the last layout that we're going to be doing in Animal Kingdom. And we're using the Full of Wonder paper. I tried a technique with the sticker letters that I wasn't sure was going to work because it hadn't worked before, but I think it worked this time. And I used a punch that I forgot that even existed, which is the Dragonfly punch. So spoilers. But I hope you'll stay tuned for how this one came together. I did some things I don't do a lot of. I don't want to give it all away, but use a decorative blade and use the shimmer brush pen. So stay tuned for how this Pandora single page layout came together. We are nearly to the end of our Animal Kingdom day. I have two little compartments of pictures. I have one that says Pandora and one that says Fairy Wings. But as I pulled this out, I discovered that this Pandora page, I thought I had like 8 pictures, and really I have 4 pictures, and one of them is very blurry and bad. So this does not need to be a double page layout. I don't know why I only have this one. I thought I had more pictures from Pandora. We usually take tons of these. Why would I only print one? But what happened then is I was looking through the book, trying to figure out what I could do, how I could fit this in, and I went clear back several weeks ago to when we did this Hooray for Treats, and look, there is a blank page right there. So I'm not sticking my pages down right now. I don't like the top loading pages as well. I really prefer the jeeping edge. But what I've found is that you can just put the page protector on and slide the pages in and it will hold things in place. So, oh, wrong one. I'm going to move the Animal Kingdom statues page up here to earlier in the day. Slide that in. And that's going to mean that I have a single page right here. After Triceratops spin, I'll put this one monkeying around in here, and then I will be able to do a single page for these 4, maybe 3 Pandora pictures. So these will be next week, the Fairy Wings, and that will be a double page, and then we're done with Animal Kingdom. And the one thing I know that I wanted to do about these Pandora pictures, because of just kind of Pandora and the colors, is I really wanted to use Full of Wonder. This collection came out a few months ago, and I absolutely love the colors on this. I don't know which one we'll use, but I think I'm gonna use Full of Wonder. So I need to just figure out, this is the kind of the welcome to the land, and then this is the ride. And then I actually can't ride Pandora because I get car sick, but they let me walk through and take what they call the chicken exit. And this is, you know, trying to take a picture with no flash. She's moving and it's really blurry, but I want to have that in there anyway. Look, here's my little favorite 4 square layout. Could be easy to use. So maybe we'll just do that, a little boring. And maybe now that I've got this, it's too much. So maybe what I want is this to be the outside, and then we use something, you know, like use that as a frame and put this in the middle. I'd like to mat this one. I don't even remember if Full of Wonder has mats. I don't think it does. I can't remember. But we could do it kind of like that, cut that, and then have this as a frame. I probably need some kind of a border, kind of a flower. I like that this is a 4x6 and this is digital, so that they're different heights. It doesn't give me that same exact square. It's going to give me a little space up here at the top. Okay, we'll do it this way. Give me something right here. I kind of want to mat that with something though. Maybe even this right here. It's a lot of textures in here. I kind of like that anyway. So let's start with that. All right, I'm going to mat. I guess I could cut this first. That might be smarter. So I know this is a 4 by 6, so if I do this as a 4.5 by 6.5, I think I want it that way. I guess it doesn't really matter. Either way, you get some interesting things right here, so. And you guys know that I hate to fold out my arm. I want this to be 6.5, but turns out that 6.5 and 5.5 make 12. And I think I've told you before that I'm really good at subtracting from 12, so I don't have to fold out my arm. So that gives me that 6.5. And I never do that when I'm doing like a tutorial video because I don't want to confuse people. But when I'm doing stuff for myself, I often measure the part I want to cut off. So I kind of want to do something. I have these shimmer pens. I haven't actually used them yet, as you can see. I don't really know how to use shimmer pens, but I do love shimmery things. I wonder if we could shimmer the edges of this or something, how that would look. And should we use purple or blue? I kind of want to try purple. So I have played a little bit with the shimmer pens, so I know how to prep them, and just in case you don't know, we'll go over that. I'm just going to use a scrap paper. So they come packaged with this little black ring, but that's only to keep the pen from activating. So basically right here, you've got a little white section in the middle, and it is sealed shut. And then inside here, which I don't think we can see, there's a little, like a little pokey out. It's not a pin, but it's a little plastic piece that pokes out. So the first time you take this black ring out and then you screw this on, and then it will go all the way in, and you can kind of feel it pop through. And then after that, once it's all the way on, then you just pull the cap off, and then we just have to, I don't know if you have to shake it up, but you have to kind of squeeze this a little bit to get the ink flowing. And then eventually it will go down. You don't want to squeeze too hard, but see, now I can see that ink coming into there. And it's going to go down into this brush. So once the ink is flowing, whoa, you don't need to squeeze it too much. But that's pretty, that's shimmery. So I think I'm just going to do just a little shimmer brush along the edge. Kind of not trying to keep it even. That's maybe a little bit more than I wanted actually, but we'll see what happens when it dries. It's actually giving me a little bit more of a straight edge than I wanted. But let's see. I don't know how it's going to show up now against the purple background. I might need to use a different color background. And I did have this little extra ink over here, so I'm just going to dab into that. Just use it like a little paintbrush, I guess. I mean, that's what it is. It's just a brush pen. That's a little bit more than I wanted. Well, I think that's okay. I don't know that I love it. And then you want to store these flat so that you don't, fill up. I guess you could probably store it that way too, but you don't want to store it that way because then all the ink could run down into it, and you could throw this little ring away. Okay, so I don't know how long this takes to dry. Not very long at all, apparently. Oh, that kind of makes it look blue, even though I used the purple brush pen. And this paper right here has a little bit of a rough edge. I don't know how I like that. And you know what? I should do a decorative edge. I almost never use these extra blades, but I think I want to this time. We'll try the Victorian. I don't think I've even used that one yet. It's funny, you know, I have to have all these things. I have to have all these tools, but then I don't use them. So I'm just going to put this on the 1/8 inch line. That'll give me enough to just empty out that edge. That's a nice little edge. Okay, that little decorative edge. And I'll do this side too. Just trimming a hair off so that I can. Actually, I think I want to do it this way so that the straight edges can line up against the trimmer. Kind of feel like I want to save these little pieces for something, but I don't know what. All right, so I'm going to do this right here. And I want that one right there. This under here. And this under here. That kind of messes that up because I added that mat. I don't have this. I might just trim this little person off right there to make this even. But I'm going to go ahead and stick this down on here before I cut the mat. You do see a little of that shimmer on there, not a lot. I need to leave room to journal, and there's not really much space to journal. I guess I can journal over the top. I mean, I kind of want to keep these little bikes that they ride in, the Pandora bikes. I also have that I could cut off. I don't want to cut off Michelle's little fairy wings because they're so cute. Even though they weren't turned on in that picture. Oh, I didn't stick that down yet. Didn't I stick that down? I should have stuck it down. Okay, and so this one I want to cut. I'm going to cut that piece off. And here's my pencil. I could use a ruler, but I'm just going to mark that with my little pencil, and I can see the little, well, can you see it? There's a little pencil mark that I can see, and use my new photo trimmer. Let's line up that little pencil mark. Cut it right off. I should journal something about how Katie always carries my backpack for me. She's such a good little travel buddy. I almost want to cut off some of this roof now just to make it a little bit more proportional. I don't feel like I need all that ceiling. This trimmer does cut so nice. I really like it. Oh yeah, that will give me a little bit of extra room up there if I want to do some journaling. And maybe I want to take the that shimmer brush pen and go around the edges of this paper that's going to be my underneath piece, and that'll give me that border. You guys know I love a good border. All right, I still have the Victorian blade in here. So I'll do this one on the bottom. Again, I'm lining that up with the top. I don't really know how to measure. I guess I'm just eyeballing it, trying to find the end of where the cut is going to be. A little bit more. It's about 1/4 inch right there. And then that's not a lot that got cut off though, is it? That is not going to give me like a 10-inch square, which is kind of what I was hoping for. This is going to be more rectangular. I was hoping for more of a square. I got more of a rectangle. Maybe I want it this way with this purple stuff right here. I do like that. But is it too much? Do I want one that's more, that's like a lighter color? Oh, that's pretty. I still want the colors on this side. I kind of like that, but it's nighttime, so that's why I think I was attracted to the darker color. Also, because I think this one with all the colors on it, purple and the teal and the blue, is my favorite. If I did it this way and I had some of that light come out. I think I like that. However, I love this paper so much and I don't want to waste it. So I'm gonna, cut out the inside. It's gonna be a little bit trickier because I can't just do like a 1 inch all the way around, because this side needs to be more. So like this side I need to cut 3 inches, and then everything else I can do, I think I'll do 1.5 inches and then 3 inches on this side. So let me start with this side. Oh, and I need my straight blade. And I'm going to do 1.5 inches, and I like 1.5 inches because that's the one that, you can still do it on this side of the mat. And at 1.5 inches. And then 1.5 inches goes to there, so I need to go to there. And I do have some clips, but I never remember to use them. Okay, so this one I'm also going to do 1.5 inches, but I want this to end at 3 inches, which is 9, so my blade is going to come to the 10 inches. And again, I'm going to flip this and cut this way. Actually, my blade is not cutting very cleanly. So hopefully everybody understands about adding the inch to know where your blade housing should end to get the spacing that you need. And then this one I have to go this way to measure 3 inches. Although it should be right about where I am already. And I can see the line lining up with my existing cuts. There. But this is a very, yeah, I can feel this is a jagged cut. And if I look at my mat, it's looking pretty rough on here. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over to number 1. Doesn't look nearly as bad as number 2. Oh, up at the top it did. Ha. Okay, number 3. We'll have a nice, pretty clean mat for the rest of this layout. And see, now I've saved this piece right here, so that's going to be pretty. So what do we think? Do I want to use the shimmer? I feel like the blue shimmer or the purple shimmer kind of covered up some of this, but I do like that. I think I do want to use it. Let's see where my scrap of paper went. It's right here. So I'm going to do this before I glue this down. I think that will be easier. And this is already dry right here. So let's see how my purple pen is doing. Oh yeah, it's still nice and juicy. I'm just kind of going down. I'm not squeezing, I'm just painting. And I kind of like that it's kind of wispier. I want it too wispy. I want it there. I mean, I want the glitter to show, and I want there to be a defined line. Oh, I should probably turn it. Yeah, see, that little section's not, I didn't do enough, so I'm going to come back here. And yeah, this part right here is a little bit wispy. But I like it. I think it definitely did add a little something. And for whatever reason lately, I'm just really into these borders on these pages. Okay. Wispy. Yeah, they had a clear shimmer pen, and it was in a secret box, I think. And then they've come out with all these colors, but they haven't brought back the clear. And I think I'd like the clear, because if you just want the shimmer without any color. Okay, so it works better if you just use the tip and if you don't try to, you know, run the whole side down, which is what I was doing. So rather than hold it like this, I need to hold it kind of sideways and like that. Okay, we'll all learn together. Often I think we get new products and we don't really know how to use them, and so we just don't use them. And the only way you can, you know, figure them out is just to get it out and play with it. Which I'm not good at, because I have my products that I already love, and I know what, you know, I know what to do, but then I get stuck in a rut sometimes. Okay. All right, I like that. Just a little border, I think, to make it, to give it some interest. And then I think I'm going to put the adhesive on the bottom of the base page instead of on here. I don't know why. I mean, if I measured correctly, it should be fine, but for whatever reason, I'm feeling like I want to put it on here. And that way, when I go to position it, I'll have a little, you know, have a little leeway. I'll just put it this way. Oh yeah, I'm liking this. So what I don't have are the stickers for Full of Wonder. I mean, I have them somewhere. Oh, but now I need this on the edge. I don't have them here. But we have ABC stickers, I think, that are purple. I would like to do something in here. Maybe a flower. Do I have a butterfly punch? We had a butterfly punch. Ironically, because there is a butterfly sticker in Full of Wonder, but I don't have it with me. And that is irking me, that little bit of matte. So I'm just gonna go touch up. That was too wispy. All right. Let's see if I can find a butterfly sticker, and I think I'm going to use like the Starry Night Shimmer. We had a butterfly sticker, butterfly punch, sorry, in one of the secret boxes, burlap and lace. Let me see if I can find it. So I found the butterfly sticker, which maybe, but then I found the dragonfly sticker, punch. Sorry, I don't want to keep saying sticker, which I totally forgot we had, and I think this will be better. I think I want the dragonfly. But look what else I found. A dinosaur. Remember last time when I said I need dinosaur stuff? Hello, I already have dinosaur stuff. I need a better way to remember what punches I have. I mean, I have all the Creative Memories punches since the company came back in 2014. I think I have every single one. How could I forget that we had a dinosaur? So I don't know where that's going to go in this one. And then I grabbed this little leaf because I thought that might work. But I think I want some blue shimmer with the dragonflies, which is kind of like, oh, I wonder if we did the two together. Oh, let's try some, let's play around. Okay, so this is, the light one is the Vista Shimmer. This is Starry Night. This is Wild Wisteria. Wild Wisteria is sold out, but it's coming back. What if we, because, you know, we're trying to do those banshee things from the Pandora. If you watched the movie Avatar, you know, the blue people flew on those creatures. And that's what you're supposed to be doing, is riding on one of these creatures. So let's do 3 of these. And then I'm going to do the dragonfly. I cannot believe I forgot we had a dragonfly. I could also use this dragonfly for Michelle's little fairy wings for the next layout. But if we put these together somehow, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want it to look like a butterfly, which this one definitely looks like a butterfly. What if I cut this off? I did it like that. I feel like it needs something else. Maybe it does need to be the whole thing. All right, I think I want to cut them in the same and just try the same. I'm noticing this has a little bit of like that manufacturing residue on here, which means I maybe have never used this butterfly punch before. Maybe I need a third color. And I think I want it to be the light color. Apparently punching 3 at the beginning was not necessarily the best bet. Okay, so if I do one like this, and I do one that's upside down, I don't know how I feel about that. That feels very square, and I don't think these little avatar guys are square. We did this. Or what if we did it like this? That actually fits together pretty closely. Ooh, I kind of like that. It makes it look as if this is poking down through the middle of the butterfly. Maybe. All right, I think I'm going to play around with this for a little while. I don't think I'm going to make you watch me, because I'm just gonna be snipping and figuring some things out. It's kind of cool if you do it sideways. Ooh, that is kind of cool sideways. Maybe I just do the dragonflies and don't even because they've got all these weird flying things. Huh. Let's do. I think I feel like I need to use the butterfly because I thought of the butterfly, but now that I'm here, maybe one of the purple. Just cut this. I'm just kind of cutting it like in a circle. That one up here. I kind of like it. I mean, it doesn't really look like a dragonfly this way because it's got kind of the fat body, And because we think of dragonflies being out this way, maybe that's what I'm going to do. Can I put one of them in here? I'll put a purple one. Okay, I'm not gonna edit this part out. I'll let you guys just watch me as I figure out when if I can. Oh, you can't see through the bottom of this one. I'm just gonna cross my fingers that this will fit. Nope, I didn't even go all the way. Okay, never mind. I have used punches before. Okay, there's 2 of those and 1 more of these. Okay. I think I want 3 kind of flying together because it's like, you know, you're flying in a attack wing or something. So if I do 3 of these like that, the 3 different colors up there, and then this one here on the dark purple, and a couple here and here maybe. It's kind of like clustering, isn't it? We'll do where's the other purple one? Oh, it's right there. Okay, maybe we'll do this and this, and we'll do this one right here. All right, I think I like that. I don't know that I like them. I need something here, but I feel like I need something down here too. That whole rule of 3 is always getting to me. I'm gonna do a title right here somehow. I would love to see if we could do that shimmer letter. I tried to do it before and then I said it didn't work, but if I let it dry longer, maybe it will. And I think I did shimmer over another color. So let me color the letters and let them dry while I'm sticking all these down. We will cross our fingers that this works. I feel like we tried it and it didn't work. Here. See, I did it on here, but once it's dried, it came back. So obviously I've used the purple. Oh, you know what? I think I colored in purple first, and then I put the clear shimmer over the top, and that's what didn't work. So Pandora. I need one more R. R-A. Okay. So let's try this. And this one has a little something else on it. So I think what happened when I did it the last time is that the shimmer pen took the ink from the ink pen off. And that's why I didn't like it. It's really wet. It's gonna take longer to dry than the others. I don't know what I was thinking, but I mean it's different than what I had last time. So all right, let me color these in, and then I'll set them aside to dry, and then we'll come back for the rest. So I on purpose kind of did them in like a little swirl. Usually I do them in kind of a line back and forth, trying to make it look as solid as I can. But this one I wanted to kind of keep that full of wonder-ish look. So we'll see how it works. The ink dried really quickly when I had it on my little scrap paper. So maybe it will dry relatively quickly on here too. And in the meantime, we will put our little dragonfly / banshees down using repositionable adhesive. This one first. Oh, I could have used a foam square for this, but I don't think I want these to be in 2 different, like one of them coming in and one of them going off. Do I want them going down? No, I think I want them going up. I think I want it this way though, with the lighter one on the darker part of the paper and the darker one like that, and then these three little guys. Yeah, that blends in a lot, doesn't it? I think that's why I wanted to put this one on here. Yeah, I don't really want to put it all the way on the picture. But you don't really see it, but maybe if you see the others next to it. Okay, I'll do it like that. One thing I don't love about the repositionable adhesive is that sometimes when you stick it onto a paper and then you have to move something, it lifts up the ink, the printing on the paper. But this time it didn't seem to do that, so that's good. All right, I like that. What do you think? You like those little Pandora guys? Little banshees. And then I need to journal. Maybe, like this to me is extra space. That really is a terrible picture. But Michelle's in it, and I want her to be in it. Could I just journal right here? I mean, I want to keep these. Maybe I journal right here under the words Pandora. It still looks wet to me, so I don't want to risk it. Let's see if I have my white gel pen. I wish I had a purple gel pen. I bought several like non-CM gel pens over the years, but I don't have them right handy. I don't know where I would have put them. While that dries, I'm going to look around and see what pens I have. All right, so I bought these Jelly Roll pens on Amazon in a multi-pack, and they're in different thicknesses. I have a 0.5, a 1.0, and a 0.8. I don't exactly know what any of them are going to look like. So I'm going to find the piece that I cut off from this purple, if I can, since that's the color I'm going to be writing on. All right, here it is. And I'm going to just test a little bit to see. I think the 0.5 would be the smallest. Yeah, that's very thin. And the 10 is going to be pretty thick. Oh, but you really can see that one. I think the 0.8 is the width I normally like. But I think that you see the 10 the best. So maybe I need to use it. And what am I going to say? I don't know if I want to say anything until I get those letters down. They're not dry yet. I think I just want to say, you know, Nicole is too carsicky to ride Flight of Passage. I think I need to use the word carsicky too. I think that's going to work, that writing. But I'm just going to say, Nicole's too carsicky to ride Flight of Passage, but she likes to go through the queue and then take the chicken exit. I also want to say something about being able to take the pictures. Maybe I'll use something down here and say, trying to take a picture quick before they start the ride means sometimes you're too impatient to wait for people to hold still or something like that. All right, this is looking okay. It's feeling. I'm feeling my fingerprints are on there. So I think I still need to let that dry. So maybe I'll work on this little section. You know what? I'm just gonna snip the video and I'll come back in 10 minutes or something, and hopefully it'll be dry by then. Okay, these still look like they could be a tiny bit wet, but I think if I use my multi-purpose tool and position them, I can stick them on without them smearing. And I think it's gonna work. They're gonna be a little bit brighter than this other purple. I did my journaling, Nicole's 2-card Sticky to Ride Flight of Passage, and then I did this little piece that's gonna come down here. I thought about leaving the colonial edge, but I don't think I want to. But I got really close to the edge design right here, so let's see if I can. It's still not quite straight. Nobody's going to know, right, that that edge isn't quite straight because it's going to be on the picture. I try to leave enough space. I don't have to go right to the edge so that I can trim it down to the right size, but there we go. right to the edge. That little S got almost cut off. Let me put that right there. Actually, this top edge is the one that is a little bit not quite, like it's not quite a clean edge. Which sometimes happens with the CM paper. See, this would be a good time for me to have some vellum. But I think I can cover up that because you can see the one that Katie's on. That'll be all right. As I was first starting on this layout, I'm like, oh, this one's going to be so fast. But it's still, you know, it's still a fairly long video for me. Not long for me, but fairly long like me. Okay, so let's try this. Get my I don't know about that. I might have to trace around these with white pen. I do like the way the stickers kind of have that that swirly look on them though. So that's kind of cool. I'm actually kind of tickled by how these letters turned out. They look really cool, and they kind of look like the Full of Wonder paper. They've got that same kind of watercolory alcohol ink texture. All right, what do you think? Can we see that? I think it's too, oh, and this one's a little bit too crooked. I have to scoot this guy over. Maybe I'll take the skinny one, that 5, and I'll trace around these letters. And if I hate it, I can always come back and put this, although this is the wrong direction. But I think they need to be traced around, and I think it needs to be with the white. So let me get these straightened out and traced around, and then I think we'll be done. I won't make you watch. Okay, this was actually really tricky to do with this 0.5. It was so skinny, and I had trouble seeing it. It was coming out, so it's a little bit not the neatest job I ever did, but it makes a huge difference, I think, as far as being able to see and to see that maybe I had those letters crooked. But now I think I want to take this, and I just want to put a few little dots on the backs of these little guys. One of my very dear friends' daughter has a YouTube channel called Anchored Art Designs, and she has a coloring book, and it's called Just Add Sparkles. And I love to watch her coloring videos because she colors very nicely, and then she puts little dots with these gel pens, and it just adds something. This is not sponsored by Just Add Sparkles or anything by Anchored Art Designs or anything, but this is a fun book. I haven't actually colored in it. I started to color, but turns out I don't have a lot of time to color. But is a very fun if you like to color, and it goes to a good cause. My friend's daughter, it's her business. So I think we're done with this Pandora Flight of Passage. The land is called Pandora, the ride is called Flight of Passage. I do like the little dots on there. I think that might be enough. I'll put a link in my description to Kara's page for the Just Add Sparkles if you are interested in the coloring book, and also to these white gel pens in the multi-size pack, just in case that's something you think you might want. Week 48. I can't believe we're at 48 already. Almost to a year. Week 48, Pandora, and using Full of Wonder. So I think I might have called it Flight of Wonder. It's not. It's Full of Wonder. Flight of Passage, Full of Wonder is the paper pack. So I think it turned out cute. I really liked the way the letters turned out with the swirl. I kind of want to try it with one of the other colors. Maybe it'll be a little bit lighter, or if I would have done this on a lighter background, I think that might have shown up better. I wouldn't have had to trace around it. But I'm still kind of having second thoughts about using the super blurry picture, but that's the picture I have. And so I journal about that too. So, all right. I will be back next week with you, and we'll be finishing up Animal Kingdom. Hooray! And then moving on to, I think, Hollywood Studios is the next park that we went to. So thanks for joining me here on week 48, and I'll see you next week.